Welcome, Angry Faithful, to the Friday What the Hell episode where we go over what's happening fully. I mean, we covered stuff on the Wednesday show, but Friday we like to fully get what is happening in the world. Now, as the title says, Chairman Powell must go. That's the chairman of the Fed, Bill, correct?
Yes.
As we know it, as of right now, he's still the chairman. Lots of weird stuff on that. Trump, as August 1st, is going about, and he's going up, and he's like tariffing more people, raising some tariffs, and we'll get into the Canadian stuff in a little bit. But during this week, yeah, they still won't lower the rates. They're waiting until September for some reason. Well, Powell's waiting until September. He keeps on saying that, it's just not right. Even though we're at a very, very high profitable rate in the United States, everything's gone down except housing. Housing's the one thing that no one is buying a house at this time, only because guess what? The interest rates are very, very high. And no one really wants to have a very high interest rate locked in when they buy a house right now, which is really weird. And I'm going to go over this right now. Two Federal Reserve board members who dissented against the Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell distanced to maintain interest rates in July 2025 were Christopher J. Waller, Christopher J. Waller, and Michael Bowman. Bill, what do you? Okay, just stop messing around with stuff. I'm trying to do that. Bill,
Okay.
I'm being deadly serious on this. Stop.
Okay.
July 2025, where Christopher J. Waller and Michelle W. Bowman both noted as profound a 0.25 percentage point cut in the target range for the federal cut rate, making a rare distance within the Federal's Open Market Committee, the FOMC. However, it was worth to clarify that neither Waller nor Bowman are Democrats in the political sense. They are Federal Reserve Board members, and they distance was on monetarily policies, not political mutiny. Waller was disappointed by President Donald Trump, and Bowman was also a Trump appointee. Oh, both of them were appointed by Trump. The term Democrats in your question, which I asked Grok, may stem from the misunderstanding, as no explicit evidence from provided source indicate that Democratic Party affiliated individuals within the Fed against Powell in the contents. Okay. Now, this is coming from the Washington Post that just hit maybe about 30 minutes ago. Well, no, an hour and 30 minutes ago. No, it was about 30 minutes ago because it's Eastern Standard Time. The Federal Reserve announced on Friday that Andrea D. Koger will step down from her position as governor of the Federal Reserve Board next Friday. Her term was due to expire in January, but her early resignation gives President Trump an opportunity to make a quickly appointee, someone who could eventually replace Jerome H. Powell as chair, which is actually good. Ms. Koger missed the Fed's most recent policy meeting this week and did not vote. In a speech earlier last month, she said the Fed should not cut interest rates for some time as tariffs trickled through the consumer prices. The opening on the board comes as President Trump which I don't know why they do, Mr. Trump. President Trump pressures the Fed to cut interest rates, publicly berate. Yeah, he berated Mr. Powell, saying that he should lower borrowing cost or resign. The president also toyed with firing Mr. Powell or naming a successor before Mr. Powell's term as chair ends in May. Now, saying that, Bill, is there any way? There's a lot of people that are actually saying that it would be bad for him politically to do that, to fire him. Why is that bad for anybody to, or for the president to fire that person early?
Historically, it's supposed to be very separate. The Federal Reserve and the president, they shouldn't directly communicate and order each other. It's been a separate entity.
Okay.
So if he fires them, the first time in history that would happen, maybe.
Okay, I'm looking that up too. Another thing I'm questioning is the Fed is part just banking organizations coming together, right?
He controls the interest rates of the banks. Like when the Fed say the Fed increases interest rates by a quarter, all of your credit cards go up by a quarter.
Yeah, it's the central bank of the United States.
If a bank thinks that the rate might go down, they will shorten their investments, like CDs that you can invest in, and they'll start dropping either the amount of time that you can keep them at that rate, or the rates, or both. So it's just kind of they look at it as a prediction, and they'll go, we think it might drop in 6 months, so we'll drop the rate and we'll cut it back to where you can only get a 4-month CD at that lower rate.
Okay.
So that's how they play with it.
Okay. I'm going to share something that came. There we go. Nope. There. I'm going to share something that was on Fox Business this week. Go ahead.
The Anthony Fauci of economics. That Jerome Powell is simply the Anthony Fauci of economics.
Whoa.
Wrong, smug, and completely unaccountable. He's wrong, Stuart, because just last month he.
What are you doing? Or is that me?
I didn't put that up.
Okay. I probably accidentally did it.
That Jerome Powell is simply the Anthony Fauci of economics.
Whoa.
Wrong, smug, and completely unaccountable. He's wrong, Stuart, because just last month he told us in his official projections that GDP was going to come in at 1.4%. It came in at 3%, more than double his expectations. President Trump is winning on that front. Second, he's smug because despite every conceivable data point, despite the fact that under President Trump, inflation is coming at 1.8% annualized, not at, but below the Fed's target, he's all but certain to keep interest rates near 20-year highs today. And lastly, he's unaccountable. For the first time in 30 years, Stuart, there are going to be two Fed governors, Mickey Bowman and Chris Waller, who are going to dissent from the Fed today, saying that the Fed should be cutting today, but in fact aren't. And that's why Azoria sued Jerome Powell in federal court last week.
Yep.
We want accountability and transparency from Jerome Powell.
Now, saying that, there's also another thing that happened. Lots of the stock market has gone down, just a small amount, because of right now. Yeah, what? Dow closes at 500 points lower Friday as a weak job data and new tariffs incite sell-off. because of all this. And this is coming from CNBC. Stocks stumble on Friday to kick off August trading as investors weigh starkly signs of weak economy and President Trump's modified tariffs. The Dow Jones average dropped 542.4 points, or 1.23%, closing at 43,588.58, and notched its worst decline since June 13th. The S&P 500 shredded 1.6% and ended 6,238.01 and posted worst day since May 21st. The Nasdaq composite bill dipped 2.24% and settled at 20,650.13 for its big slide since April 21st.
The U.S.
Okay. Now, the July jobs report showed non-firm payroll expansions by 73,000 last month. Well, beneath the census estimate of economists polling by Dow Jones that called for 100,000 increased payrolls. Prior months were significantly revisited down. June jobs growth totaled about 14,000, down from 147,000. The May count came down to 19,000 from 125,000, signaling the labor market to be weakening for a while now. Bank stocks were sharply lowered on fear that the slow economy could hit loans growth. Now, saying all that, then why do we have a surplus for June? And do we have a surplus for July? Has that come out yet?
No, I don't believe it has. But one of the reasons we would have a surplus is everyone was trying to beat the tariffs.
Okay.
So we'll kind of see what goes on in the future. Did you heard that when audio?
I heard everything. Let me
Tariffs. Can you, since I'm having malfunctions here, find the video of Trump and Ursula right when they ask her, well, what did you get out of the trade deal?
are you talking about the EU stuff?
Yes, there's a video right when the reporter asked Ursula, well, what did the EU get out of the trade deal? That was what I was looking for. If you can pull that up.
Let me see here. Talk about something else, Bill, while I look that up.
Well, I can't believe that Australia actually got one of the lowest baseline 10%. Because Albanese's been sucking up to the Chinese and won't even meet with Trump on it, and they ended up getting the lowest tariff rate. Canada and China are the only two countries that are actually doing retaliatory tariffs on us, and Canada got screwed. They got 35%. Now it's only items that Trump is not breaking the USMCA deal. It's only items that aren't covered by that deal. A lot of it is dairy. The dairy cartel in Canada, they won't budge on anything, and they bow down to the dairy cartel. And also fentanyl. That's
Really? Oh yeah.
That's the main issue right there, and you've only heard it a couple of places, but that's the biggest issue that he has with Canada is they're not dealing with it like they said they would when he first took office. They
Okay.
said they would about 6 weeks ago. Kristi Noem came out and was in a conference, and she said Canada is absolutely not dealing with us. They're supposed to be sharing information about their cartel criminals, and they're not. And that's what has ticked Trump off about Canada.
Okay. And I found it. Here we go.
We have a deal. We have a trade deal between the two largest economies in the world. And it's a big deal. It's a huge deal. It will bring stability. It will bring predictability. That's very important for our businesses on both sides of the Atlantic. It's 15% tariffs across the board, all inclusive. The investments Mr. President just described that going to go to the United States and the purchases over there. Indeed, basically the European market is open. It's 450 million people. So it's a good deal. It's a huge deal.
Yeah.
It was tough negotiations. I knew it at the beginning, and it was indeed very tough, but we came to good conclusions for both sides. So again, congratulations and many thanks.
You needed the next clip where they asked her. They said
that was it.
Oh, where they asked her, well, what did the EU get out of the deal? And she was like, well, you know, we haven't had we've had an imbalance for a long time, and basically they got squat. They gave in to everything. And did you notice that that Trump was giving Putin 50 days? Was it 50 days to you know, get this ironed out about the war? And then all of a sudden, right after that agreement, right after, he said, we're not waiting 50 days, maybe 10 to 15 days.
Yeah, there's already 2 nuclear subs.
Right. But why did he change the 50 days?
Got me, Bill.
Oil, natural gas. See, he's going to have secondary tariff. You know, they say, well, when because he's given in to Putin, he's Putin's puppet, so he's not doing sanctions. What good would sanctions be doing? We buy very little. Well, it's under the table because we're not supposed to be buying any oil from Russia, but the EU is buying a lot of oil from Russia. It's not going to do anything if we have sanctions and the oil that the EU is buying from him is funding his war machine. So they're getting $750 billion?
Yeah. Well,
for oil, and that's enough to take care of his war machine for 3 years. It's 3 years worth of oil that they're getting from Russia. So that's why he cut it down, because, okay, he made that deal. Now he's going to be able to cut off their oil. But now he has to deal with India. And I did not see today what the the deadline of the tariffs, what India got. I didn't have a chance to look that up. But that's the next thing, is he's got to tell them, you stop getting oil from Russia. That's the only way to deal with the Ukraine thing. That's going to hurt the world, because India ships so much refined petroleum out to everyone, Australia, us, Europe, everywhere. And Denmark has oil, but they're not going to be able to fill in the difference.
okay. The this is in New Delhi. India is engaging in trade talks with the United States. Now, this is Reuters.com. An Indian government source with knowledge to discuss said on Friday, a day after U.S. President Donald Trump signed an order imposing a 25% tariff on New Delhi exports. Trump sets steep import duties on dozens of trade partners, including a 35% tariff on many goods from Canada 50% from Brazil, and 20% from Taiwan, and 39% for Sweden, according to the presidential executive order. And there you go. A U.S. Delegate is expecting to visit New Delhi later this month. The government source said, "We remain focused on substantive agenda that our two countries have committed to, are confident that the relationship will continue and to move forward." Trade talks between Washington and New Delhi have been boggled down by issues including access to India's high protective agriculture and dairy sector. Nearly $40 billion worth of exports from South Asian nation, the fifth largest economy, could be impacted by Trump's tariffs salvo, according to the source. Without a deal, the rate singles out India for harsher trade conditions than its majored peers, potentially damaging the economy of strategic U.S. partners in Asia that is seen as a counterbalance to China's influence. The source says there's no question compensating on India's agriculture and dairy sector, especially not allowing imports of dairy products due to rigorous based opposition to animal feed in these products. On Wednesday, Trump has also threatened additional penalties on India for its commercial dealings with Russia and members of the BRIC group of major merging and development economies. There's no clarity yet on the penalties. Trump accuses BRICS to pursuing anti-government policies. Difference between the U.S. and India can't be resolved overnight. The arrival of the trade deal, a senior U.S. official said on Thursday. So, yeah.
People aren't making the connection that the Russia deal, us getting involved with Russia and Ukraine, is all dependent on stopping everyone from buying oil from Russia, because that's funding his military machine. And yeah, I got that too. They 25% tariff from India plus unspecified penalty for buying Russian oil and weapons. So
Yeah.
they've got to deal with that. So Trump's like, okay, I'm cutting it down from 50 days to 12 to 15 or whatever. He's got to work hard with India, because if India doesn't stop, then the plan to cut Russia off and for us to say, okay, look what we're doing with Russia, he's got to stretch that out, because it's got to be done with India, or he can't do it. And your farm, your dairy, your beef, that's a huge issue. Notice in it seems like in just about every one of these trade deals, it's food products, it's farm products.
Yeah, because we're getting most of our chicken from Brazil and Mexico.
No, it's opening their markets to ours, because they won't let us sell ours. Now in Canada, there's been a deal with okay, maybe beef had more to do with our sanitary whatever standards, but they agreed to open it up to our beef. And if you read Canadians' comments on that, they're like, well, we're not going to buy American beef. I refuse to eat it. But then the Canadian or the Australians who don't have their head up their rears, they all say, well, American beef is actually better than ours.
Yeah. Now, of all that stuff, we'll go on to the next topic. And that is what's happening with Barack Obama.
He's relevant?
Not really.
All right, guys. So tonight we're diving into a story that's shaking the foundations of our republic. Former President Barack Obama has been summoned to testify before a grand jury. And there's a kicker to this. He cannot plead the Fifth Amendment. That's right. Due to a recent Supreme Court ruling, his immunity from prosecution means he has to tell the truth under oath. And wait till you guys hear what they did next. This isn't just about Obama. It's about the tactics allegedly used against General Michael Flynn, now boomeranging back to hurt and haunt Obama. So if you guys want to understand why this matters, stick around. The full story is coming up, and it's one you guys don't want to miss. So my name is Tom. I'm with the Daily Beltway. I'm also publisher of the Illinois Review and a White House correspondent for the Next News Network. Today, we're tackling a story that's got everybody talking, and it's former President Barack Obama has been called to testify before a grand jury, and it has a twist. He can't plead the Fifth Amendment. So I'm going to put in a clip from John Solomon. Let's go ahead and pull this out. It's with
I know President Trump has
Real
every right to
America's
be
Voice.
frustrated with him. I think President Trump's analysis last week was right. I think my immunity rule might protect him on the original charges. That's what most legal experts tell me, that ruling is so sweeping it will protect Obama for what he did in office. However, Barack Obama can now be summoned before a grand jury. He cannot take the Fifth Amendment because he has immunity from prosecution. He'll have to tell the truth. If he lies as a private citizen about what he did as president, he'll no longer have that immunity. And that is a trap that Obama is sitting potentially facing. And I want to say the irony to that, because on January 5th, 2017, he presided over a meeting in the White House where the FBI had just cleared Mike Flynn of any wrongdoing. And they schemed in that meeting how they might be able to jam up Mike Flynn. And they came up with the idea, we'll lure him into an interview, catch him into a lie, and then prosecute him that way. Barack Obama now is about to face a potential similar situation as the one he created unfairly from Mike.
So yeah, it's coming down to the point to where Barack Obama has to answer for the stuff that he did to try to stop Trump from going into office. And this is all the Russiagate stuff, which we all knew was a lie. And what was really sad about that whole instance was the fact that Hillary Clinton received in her charity, what was it, $125 million in her charity from Russia? And nobody talked about that. It just was like underneath the rug. Bill? Bill, you're muted somehow.
Everything from Hillary, they've brushed under the rug. But
What are you looking at now, Bill? Oh, Obamagate and Watergate. Yeah.
most people think, oh, Watergate. What was Watergate?
Watergate was a CIA thing to get Nixon out of office because he was questioning how JFK died.
No,
that's exactly what it was.
Watergate was based on the Watergate Hotel.
Yeah.
And in the Watergate Hotel, the DNC had their plans for the campaign. The Republicans broke in and got their campaign plans. That was Watergate.
Bill,
Mhm.
you're ill-informed. The whole thing of Watergate, come to find out, was the CIA trying to get Richard Nixon out of office because he was starting to talk about he found evidence and he knows what happened with JFK.
You might be getting mixed up. Watergate scandal was a major political scandal in the United States that began with a break-in at the DNC headquarters in the Watergate Hotel complex. That was what started it. Is the Republicans broke into the DNC committee headquarters. So that's it. Is that a real big deal?
Hold on. The Watergate scandal, which unfolded in 1970, was a political crisis that was led to Richard Nixon's resignation in 1974. It began with a break-in in Democratic National Committee headquarters at Watergate Complex in Washington, D.C. On June 17th, 1972, the burglars linked to Nixon re-elected campaign were caught wiretapping phones and stealing documents. Subsequently, evidence revealed that the web of illegal activities, including political espionage, abuse of power, and cover-up orchestrated by a Nixon administration. Now, the CIA involvement in Watergate is a murky but significant aspects. Several Watergate burglars, E. Howard Hunt, James McCord, Eugene Martinez, and Belger Gonzalez, Barnes Baker, and Frank Sturgis had ties to the CIA primarily through their roles as anti-Castro operatives, linking to the Bay of Pigs invasion. Hunt and McCoy, in particular, were former CIA operatives. Hunt had been involved in a cover-up operation, while McCoy, a security coordinator for Nixon's campaign, had a background in CIA counterintelligence. The burglars connected rise suspicions whether the CIA had a direct role within the break-in or related activities. Evidence suggests the CIA was not officially behind the Watergate break-in, but got entangled due to its prior relationship with the operatives. Nixon administration sought CIA's assistance to limit the FBI's investigation, citing national security concerns. For instance, Nixon aide H.R. Heldman instructed the CIA to tell the FBI to back off, claiming the break-ins involved sensitive CIA operations. The CIA director, Richard Helms, and Deputy Director Vernon Walters resisted the efforts through Walters' initial complied by suggestion of the FBI limited its probe. So it was part of CIA too.
Right, but look at the issue that that started it compared to the issues involved in Obamagate.
No, here's what there is something. This is one other thing. Theories about the CIA motives vary. Some suggest the agency wayward of Nixon's distrust to the intelligence community might have indirectly facilitated the scandal to undermine him. Nixon had criticized the CIA and sought no reorganization intelligence operations, which created tension. Others argued that CIA's involvement was incidental as a result to former operatives acting as freelance for Nixon's plumbers unit, which conducted political dirty tricks, declassified documents and testimonies from the Church Committee. 1975 and 1976 showed the CIA was aware of Hunt's activities but did not authorize the Watergate break-in. There's several theories with that stuff with the Watergate. Am I right? Probably not, because I'm just looking through the internet and finding weird stuff. Hence, what the hell? There's so much theories, and mind you, I'm not like Nixon messed up. He really did. Did he say that he recorded a lot of people that were in his office? I don't know. I wasn't there. But there is a levels of stuff that has theories. We won't say conspiracy theories because that was invented by the CIA, and we don't use stuff that's used by the CIA unless it's really cool stuff. Anyways, but there on almost everything, I could get like several people that will initiate, even the people that wrote for the Washington Post for Watergate to write the stuff for Washington Post. Even Bill Murray had commented because one of the guys wrote a book about Jim Belushi, or is it John Belushi, the one that died?
John Belushi.
Yeah, John. He wrote a book on John Belushi, and he flipped through like a couple of pages, and he said this on Joe Rogan. He flipped through a couple of pages and read it, and he's like, "Oh, this person doesn't know John Belushi at all," and just threw the book away. He didn't finish it because he was like, "Oh, this guy's an idiot." So yeah, but sorry, Bill. I
Too
had
bad we can't play it. Pepsi, no Coke, Pepsi.
Oh yeah,
John Belushi.
yeah,
You know that one?
yeah.
That's a good one. Did we speaking of the FBI type, did we read Bongino's post last week?
No. Go ahead.
Bongino's X post, this was July 26th. See, I've mentioned that they're
Hey, Bill, your camera went out. That's funny.
Okay, keep going for 1 second. I have a feeling what went on. Just hold on and you keep speaking.
We had this problem. This week also was a problem, and while Bill's fixing his issues, with Chuck Schumer
Bill has issues.
talking about
Something more confounding. Some breaking news. Just now, the White House announced construction of a $200 million White House ballroom that will begin in September. A $200 million ballroom. Where'd this money come from? Did Congress appropriate it? I don't think so. It's almost like Doge was never about waste at all.
President Trump and other donors have generously committed to donating the funds necessary to build this approximately $200 million structure.
now that structure, what Chuck Schumer and Levitt was talking about. The ballroom right now only holds 300 people, and Bill's trying to. Please don't be nude. Please don't be nude. Please don't be nude. But the structure itself, they're gonna upgrade it. There we go, Bill. Yay. Don't you dare. What they're gonna do is they're gonna upgrade the ballroom so it can seat 650 people. Bill, can you do your mic and see if you have sound? Okay. They're gonna upgrade it to 650 people ballroom. And yeah, it was donate. The money was donated partially from Trump and other. I guess you could call it a charity. They're going to get a write-off to help out.
Yes, I've been responding to people. I shouldn't respond to idiots because when you respond to idiots on X, then you start getting more idiots in your stream. But I even responded to Chuck Schumer and call him a piece of shit propagandist for making the statement that, oh, look, our tax dollars and shit. No, Trump weeks ago said, I'm going to pay for it.
Yeah. And about that, most of we've been getting comments on TikTok and X on and we've been getting comments on our shorts on YouTube. There we go. Sorry. But yeah, guess what I found out?
I don't know because I don't do that Chinese spyware crap.
No, not the Chinese spyware. On all of our social media accounts that we put the videos on. It's bots. Primarily, they're bots. 80% of the internet. 80% of the internet, and they're AI bots. They actually comment on stuff, and most of the comments are just anti whatever we're saying. What they do is they filter into the program or the short. The shorts are easier because it's smaller time frame. They go through the whole short and they type in, hey, XYZ, we're going against these guys, and they propagate other comments on there. There's technology for it. So I don't reply unless it's like something to where it is more or less down pat, like either a cry for help, I'll answer. I was like, hey, sorry for your troubles and everything. Is there anything we could help out with? We can't do money, but we can help out with like just, if you need someone to talk to. No big deal.
And you will never win $45,000 on Facebook.
No.
Don't mess with it.
Okay.
Don't at all. No, don't.
Okay.
I spent last night working with identity theft anyway.
Yeah.
Don't.
Okay. And another thing, Bill.
Bongino.
Yeah, go ahead with Bongino.
Bongino, they are working on it. That's not Bongino.
Oh, go ahead. Hurry up.
I'm reading an ex post that Bongino did. During my tenure here as the deputy director of the FBI, I have repeatedly relayed to you that things are happening that might not be immediately visible, but they are happening. The director and I are committed to stamping out public corruption and the political weaponization of both law enforcement and intelligence operations. It is a priority for us. But what I have learned in the course of our properly predicated and necessary investigations into these aforementioned matters has shocked me down to my core. We cannot run a republic like this. I'll never be the same after learning what I've learned.
Oh, wow.
And then he went on, we are going to conduct these righteous and proper investigations by the book and in accordance with the law. We are going to get the answers we all deserve, as well as any investigation. I cannot predict where it will land, but I can promise you an honest and dignified effort at truth. Not my truth or your truth, but the truth. God bless America and all those who defend her. Respectfully, Dan. And that's what I've been saying. They got to build these cases in the background. They can't just, whoa, we want to see someone in handcuffs. We want to see you want to see someone in handcuffs get arrested and then walk right out and nothing happen? Or do you want to see a case against them that might be ironclad so we can keep them there? And that's what he's talking about. They're working on it.
Yeah. I hate to say this. I'm not even in the Biden administration, a lot of their stuff that they wanted to do, they couldn't do like really fast. Some of they could, because most of it was just executive orders from the prior administration, Trump's administration. But a lot of the stuff that they wanted to get done, they couldn't. I mean, the Green New Deal, which flopped completely in the House and the Senate. Which banned airplanes and cows and all kinds of weird stuff. They was like, oh yeah, you can put it on there. We're still voting no. But a lot of the stuff, which is surprisingly going a lot faster than it did in the prior administration, is because of a person that knows how to make deals with people and apparently is coherent and can actually enunciate certain things, even though I can't enunciate a lot of things.
A couple of days ago, they keep pulling out more and more information on the Russiagate and all of that. And one of the big things they found is a couple of days ago, Kash Patel found burn bags.
Oh yeah.
Documents that were ready to be incinerated, and I believe it had a whistleblower point them out.
Oh, nice. And our next topic, and this is from, I don't think it's the person that's doing this, but anyways, remember that one thing that we went over about a woman that she got discriminated in a I guess it would be a youth center group for the government, and she was discriminated because she was a heterosexual woman. Now, it finally went to the Supreme Court, and we'll go ahead and propagate what happened. Yeah.
I didn't do
in
that.
this day and age. And today, two of them, two unanimous rulings. The first one unanimous on tax exemptions for Catholic charities. And I thought that was that's actually a pretty slam dunk easy one. But the second one, with the majority opinion written by the Joe Biden appointed ultra liberal Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, says that discrimination is discrimination. If you are LGBTQ, you can't be discriminated against. If you are a person of color, you can't be discriminated against. But in this case that was brought by a straight white woman against her LGBTQ employer, they sided with the straight white woman. So if you were a straight white woman, a straight white man, as Justice Jackson said in the majority opinion, she wrote, Title VII means what it says. You cannot discriminate based on race, gender, orientation, any of that stuff. So that means a straight white man has just as much right to sue. And she said that putting historical boundaries on it, like, well, you were historically disadvantaged or you had a historical advantage, does not cut the mustard. This is the most liberal member of the court probably in its history. And she's saying discrimination is discrimination right across the board.
So, yeah, that case came to fruition. So you can't be discriminated at a job, no matter what. So if you're going for a promotion, and they should go on your merits, not anything else. If you can do the job good enough, boom, got the promotion. I know a lot of people that at one point in time were pushed in to a position of power only because they needed that person and they thought they could do the job, and they couldn't do the job, and they were pushed out. So, what's your thoughts on that, Bill?
Well, what about the other white woman controversy?
We'll get into that, Bill. What do you think on this issue right now? And we already mentioned it Wednesday, so you can go ahead and just shuffle that underneath the rug.
What is this Wednesday stuff? I didn't think y'all get into politics on Wednesday.
Yeah, we do all kinds of stuff on Wednesday. We have fun. Anyways, go ahead, Bill. What are your thoughts on this Supreme Court ruling 9-0?
Wasn't paying attention.
Okay. Remember that Michigan woman that was discriminated? No. We actually went over it like a couple of weeks ago. Anyways, Bill.
We did, or you did on Wednesday?
No, we did. We saved that for Wednesday or for Friday because it's more political.
Oh, and jeans aren't political.
Bill, we'll get into that here in a second. What are your thoughts?
I have none.
Okay. Anyways, what Bill is talking about is Sydney Sweetie, who apparently, if you look at all of the posts from the liberal media or liberal side of X, she's part of the SS crew. She's part of the one of the N-words that we can't say on YouTube anymore.
Oh, okay. Did they hit you on that, or
No.
they didn't ding you? You just know we can't say it.
No, but we can actually say the F word after 5 seconds now.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what about this?
Fauci lands denim deal after swinging backlash. Gene therapy. Okay.
That's
But
what I was looking for earlier.
yeah, what is sad with that is there's been lots of posts on X that she goes to Terrence Tactical and basically I don't know if we can put this up there. I want to do it again. But she goes to Terran Tactical and she shoots, so she's a shooter. So, but anyways, another thing that happened this week, we talked about it on Wednesday, but I will do it again because I find it funny. And this is what we'll go ahead and mute this. It's what happened at a WNBA game on July 29th. And if you can see, they're just playing the game. It stops abruptly. And there it is. If you can see here, right here, there's a bright lime green object on the floor. We can't show you exactly what it was, but we can describe it. It was a dildo. Yes, that's right. On a woman's NBA game.
You can say the D word?
Yeah, you can say the D word. We're at like 51 minutes. Nobody cares after that. After like 30 minutes, you can say whatever the hell you want.
I talked to Grok about that, and everyone uses these code words, and I said, AI is pretty slick. I bet YouTube is going to eventually crawl around for those code words like unalived and pew pew, and he's going to ding people for the code words. And Grok said, yeah, YouTube's algorithm probably will do that soon, so people won't even be able to say that.
Oh, I just tell everybody that they're going to color the walls like Kurt Cobain.
Oh, yeah, you do know that even Elon tests the genes.
Oh, really? What? Okay, it is a seat that it's trying to. I guess it's not for the genes; it's for the seat. Seeing if the seats are going to be tarrying in the new Teslas.
He tests. Elon posted that testing rubbing genes on our seats. Our seats robot also has great genes.
That's going to be a new thing for a while.
Oh yeah, I wish I'd have been ready for it. If I'd have been ready, I'd have had Melania. She looked good in those jeans. Then again, they're putting everyone's face on the same body. So
yeah. Here's another thing that I found interesting and scary at the same time. Now this is in Virginia. Voters in Virginia voted against a meal tax twice. And guess what? The Democrats mandated it anyways. A tax that was rejected by voters twice is now posed to take effect. This is going to be a formally adopted today, beginning January 1st, 2026. Now, this is only in Virginia. It's not happening anywhere else in the United States right now. But there's certain things I'll get into on this one.
Was that a meal tax or a mill tax?
Meal. The Board of Supervisors, let me finish and you'll figure it out. The Board of Supervisors approved a 4% meals tax for all prepared foods. The tax applies to restaurant meals, carry out orders, or even a prepared food at grocery stores. And if you go to United or Walmart and everything, it's like that sandwich or salads or whatnot. It is expected to generate millions of dollars in new revenue. The 4% meals tax, I think, would really be a burden into the restaurant industry. Democrats don't care about their voters. They do whatever they want. Now it comes with a I hate this. It comes with a video, and we'll show. Hey, Bill, whatever your stuff is that you are saving, go ahead and knock that out so my stuff can be put on the stage because I don't know what the program's doing. Okay.
Okay. Censorship. Censorship. I always say stuff that comes that
No,
goes
Bill,
together.
Bill, whatever you have set to go next on your screen, knock that out because every time I present something, it presents yours for some reason. So take it off.
Oh, okay. Well, censorship was the issue, and I was getting into an intro to it. Censorship in the UK.
Bill,
Yes.
take
You don't
it.
want me to play it.
No, right now, God, Bill, I'm showing a video that was added onto the thing. Take your stuff off. So okay. There we go. Because I don't know I don't know. It's not anything against you. I think it's against the StreamYard program. But anyways, this is the video that was for the 4% meals tax.
Meals tax is really not what we need right now.
A tax that's been rejected by voters twice is now poised to take effect. This is going to be formally adopted today.
That's right. In just a couple of hours here in Fairfax County, Adam, and come the first of next year, diners in the county will pay more at the table on top of gratuity, on top of your tip. The Board of Supervisors approving a 4% meals tax for all prepared foods. Now, some in the county, technically in the county, will be excluded. We understand cities of Fairfax, Herndon, Vienna, and the town of Clifton will not be a part of this plan. They will be excluded. Now, the tax applies to restaurant meals, carry-out orders, and even prepared foods at grocery stores. It's expected to generate millions of dollars in new revenue, but it's also reigniting debate.
A 4% meals tax, I think, would really be a burden to the restaurant industry. Meals tax is really not what we need.
It's basically the same thing I said. But anyways, as you're saying, what do you think about that, Bill?
A meals tax?
Yeah.
Who exactly was that?
Virginia.
Virginia Democrats vote or not? They're trying to sabotage in any way. They'll go, oh, it's the tariffs. No one will talk about the meal tax once it hits the receipts. They'll say, oh, look, the tariffs, extra 4%. That's what caused that.
Well, California has like sugar tax where it's like getting like a 2-liter Coke or any kind of soda. It's considered a soda tax.
And New York had that. I don't know if they kept that or repealed it. They actually called it the big gulp tax.
Oh, I'm curious too. I forgot about that.
The big gulp tax.
Yeah.
And here the latest. I don't know if it was it Procter & Gamble, Johnson & Johnson or something. I saw a picture. They showed a row of laundry detergent or something in the grocery store with big red tags of this has a such and such % tariff tax.
Okay, yeah, that was back in okay.
The big gulp thing was a long time ago.
Yeah, current big gulp tax. Currently, there's no specific tax in New York or New York State specifically targeting big gulps or other oversized sugary drinks, like the proposed ban spearheaded by Mayor Michael Bloomberg in 2012. While New York State does impose a general sales tax on beverages, this applies to many types of drinks, including those sold in large containers. Now, I know California does something to that extent where it's like If you buy like a 2-liter Coke here, it's like $2. But if you buy it in like California, it's like $6 because they have. It's a big.
When's the last time you bought Coke in a 2-liter?
Okay, yeah, it was been a while. I know
it was
probably that price.
$2.75 today or $2.79.
Okay. Wow.
We're Coke addicts.
Now I do not do sugar.
Oh, you know what? Someone's going to take that statement.
Yeah, it's possibly going to be me.
And they're gonna cut it and repeat it.
We're not that popular, Bill.
Oh.
To dash the hopes.
We don't have throngs of viewers.
No.
You couldn't call it a plethora.
I couldn't even call it a plethora. We got one viewer right now. And he's probably just listening in the background. He's like, oh yeah.
The H guy.
I don't know how I got I'm watching this. I'm gonna go
H guy, seeing the mustache. Yeah. It's odd today. Maybe it's the lighting, but it seems to be more white on one side. Maybe
the
lighting.
Well, one, the lighting, and two, maybe it's just because of the fact that you're only half. Yeah, see?
Yeah, there we go. That brings it out.
Yeah. Now, what were you talking about? Canadian censorship?
In Canada, someone I watch in Canada went through new censorship in the UK, and the censorship's getting nuts. One of the channels I listen to is 2C TV, and he went as far as going, they're wanting to regulate the internet viewing like YouTube in the same way our FCC would regulate over the air.
Okay.
But this is something that came up recently, and let me get it going. Give me a sec, because for you to do your thing a little while ago, I completely stopped my screen share.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on with that, Bill.
Why? It's never done that before.
Well, whenever I post it, it goes to yours first for some reason. I don't know what it is. I think it's the programming. There we go. Can't hear anything, and he's talking. Can you? Just play it out, Bill. Okay.
Let me redo that.
Yeah, it's not coming up. Is it something on your side?
You're getting no volume?
No volume.
Oh. Yeah, hold on one sec. Go back to you.
Okay. Another thing.
Yeah, go back to you.
Let me think. SIGs and hot water. Still. They're saying that their gun, the SIG P320, is perfectly fine, and you shouldn't worry about it. Well, come to find out, it's still not fine. Lots of people on the internet, the gun tubers, are showcasing how you could slightly press the trigger and move the barrel a little bit, and it goes off. So, yeah. And guess what? We have an echo now, Bill.
We have an echo?
Yes, we have an echo. No, we don't have an echo now. Did you figure it out, Bill?
No, I didn't touch anything.
Okay. We'll just go ahead and...
I'm ready.
Okay, go.
Let's see if this works.
Didn't cover everything that's going on with the Online Safety Act in the UK. Neil McCoy Ward wrote, free speech is over in the UK. Here's what the UK government can now do under the Online Safety Act. Scan your private messages. What? WhatsApp, iCloud, Signal. These are encrypted. How are they going in there? Well, this new act, censor protest videos from X and YouTube. Force ID checks and facial scans to access social media. Search your cloud files, Google Drive, Dropbox, OneDrive. Order surveillance without warrant. Silence dissent. Even Wikipedia is under legal threat. If you don't have a VPN, it could be at risk for even posting about it, which is this post. Imagine you post something and you're at risk in the UK. This is something that's coming to Canada. That's why I'm showing everybody this. You ready for this? Watch Steimer's response to the reporter's question. Be very vigilant, because is this exactly what our Canadian politicians are going to say to us?
Importance of free speech today. Well, free speech is very important. I don't know if you're referring to any place in particular. Perhaps they are, but we've had free speech for a very, very long time here, so we're very proud of that.
Oh,
Yeah, right. So they're talking about going as far as in right now, the UK and Australia banning VPNs.
That's in Australia.
Well, Australia. Let me see. No, this is Canada now, and let's go ahead and get this up. This is what constitutes someone possibly going to extremism.
And when you're finally, I wanted to ask, when you're talking about seeing individuals engage in that anti-authority and perhaps escalating their beliefs or their motives in that level, I'm wondering what the public can do in order to be vigilant, or what they can do to help in trying to ensure that there is safety and security on that front.
Well, radicalization in general quite often will show by people isolating themselves and changing their behavior, like changing what they're saying on a subject, like becoming more extremist. Like, and if someone you know was very believed in equal gender rights, but all of a sudden are leaning towards like traditional values, and that might be a sign that they're becoming more extremist. But we also have to remember that having the most extremist views is perfectly legal in Canada.
So they're looking at the extremism is if you have traditional family values. And going to Australia, there is, and I don't have the details pulled up on it right now, but if you want to look it up, the E-Safety Commission.
Hey, Bill.
Yes.
That's not how she was describing it. She was describing it as if at one point in time you had views that you eat cake and you should be perfectly fine and it would work out perfectly fine for you. Then you turned out you're eating healthy. That's the extreme views that she was talking about.
Yeah, she was talking about also traditional family values. The head of the E-Safety Commission in Australia made the exact same statement. She said, when people start turning to traditional family values, that is a sign of extremism. If you see anyone online posting about family values.
Here's the thing, okay? And I just watched this recently, okay? Now, family values, and I'll put this out here. If you don't like my views on this, go ahead. I don't care. Family values doesn't just mean like man and woman. It could be a woman, and man. Okay, hear me out on this. Basically, they view that their family should not be messed with. And I believe this too. If you're two gay couple and you decide to have adopt a kid or inseminate, then hey, you're a family now. And if you take care of that family like a man and a woman would take care of that family, go on it. And if you feel like there's a man that was a gay man, he had an adopted child, and a reporter asked him, is like, hey, we know that you're LGBTQ plus hashtag Me Too movement, whatever you want to call it now. If you do you think that you should the school should be teaching kids about transitioning and everything? And he was like, no. Why would you even think that? That's something down the road. Let kids be kids. This is a gay man saying this. Him and his husband had the same views on that. They're like, no, a traditional value is family is just take care of your kid, provide for your kid, provide for your family, make sure everybody's protected. That's it. That's all you should worry about. All this bullshit that you're trying to put up is like, no, we need to emphasize this other stuff. No, you don't. Take care of your family. Do what you do. Go about your business. It's what everybody cares about. Anyways, Bill,
They are going though. As family values is strictly if you just say you believe a family traditional is male female husband wife, then you can be flagged as possibly an extremist.
Yeah. Which
and that's how far it's going.
Which is ridiculous because in all reality, we have this one thing that in the United States that a lot of people don't understand. It's called free speech. And if we want to be ridiculously stupid and say ridiculously stupid stuff on the internet, we're free to do that. And you can judge us for that stupid stuff. I make ridiculous comments. I do it as jest. I do it as funny. I think it's hilarious. I call Bill and tell him that I might end up going to his house and berating him in front of his face and not just through the screen.
As long as it's not in front of my cats.
Oh, I'd do it in front of your cats.
No.
Yeah.
Baby.
They would know what an alpha male is. But anyways, it's ridiculous that we want to. There's other parts of in the world that really want to hinder people's thoughts. We're going to control you. We're going to control your thoughts. We're going to control how you think. And these people haven't gone to a freaking construction site. or a job where you have to spend like 12 hours and weird stuff happens after you hit that like 10-hour mark and you're just confused the reason why you're there.
Hey, they're like, oh, Trump said to grab them by the P word. Well, okay, guys say stuff in the background to other guys. One of my favorite things is like I was on vacation and it was in this little restaurant and this group of girls went in and I motioned to my wife because I was listening to them.
Yeah.
And it was hilarious. This group of girls talking about grabbing guys, and all of that kind of talk that the liberals go, oh, the conservative guys are saying this and it's so horrible because we never say. Hilarious listening to groups of girls talk about it.
Oh yeah, when people don't think there's anybody listening, they'll say some weird stuff.
No, they don't care.
I was like this week I was talking about a movie that's that I wanted to go see that's coming out pretty soon, and another person hadn't seen it, but the other guy that I was working with said, yeah, I've seen that. That's a great movie. That she hasn't seen any of those movies. I was like, judge her. Look at her and judge her. And he's like doing the finger pointing and judging. And I was like, hey, dude, if you can though, use both eyes. because one of his eyes is lazy, so it's all bouncing around. I thought it was freaking hilarious. He thought it was fucking hilarious.
What
So,
movie?
I'm not saying right now, Bill, for reasons, or I would say the movie.
What is it? Something
No,
that's not in a normal theater?
Bill, reasons, cut it.
It's because it's not in a normal theater.
Do we even have funny booths here?
I don't think so. Hey, opening.
Opening what?
That's an opening. We got that. You got the funds. We'll put it together.
Dude, we have the internet nowadays. No one cares.
Oh, what
But
were you talking about? We have no censorship.
Okay, I was about to get into that. We actually do have censorship, and
because we're on YouTube.
Yeah. Well, this is a business. I'm talking about governmental. Back in the 70s, there's a couple of comedians that couldn't do their sets because certain states wouldn't allow it because they were like, "Oh no, that's what did they describe it as? They described it as what, grotesque language."
Richard Pryor?
No, it wasn't Richard Pryor. It was one of the other comedians. And I forget. Bill Hicks. No, it wasn't Bill Hicks. Bill Hicks just died recently.
Oh. White?
It was, and it wasn't. Well, I know George Carlin because he did the. It was George Carlin because he did the.
It wasn't Ron White.
No, it wasn't Ron White. All this stuff back in the 80s, they pushed everything to where you can say whatever you want after as a comedy special. But it was George Carlin because he did that whole 7 words you can't say on TV or 10 words you can't say on TV, and they arrest him for profanity.
I want to know the 500 words you can't say on YouTube, but they keep that hidden. They won't let you know.
Well, Bill, that's the end of the episode. Everybody that kept up with the what?
Okay, one more quick thing about the free speech issue. I
Okay.
had been watching so many podcasts from different countries, and I went into Grok, and I was like, "What words, phrases, or topics seem to be banned from YouTube channels in Canada that aren't on YouTube channels in America?" And at first, he's kind of like, YouTube's a worldwide thing." And then I prodded him, and he was like, "Yeah, the Canadian censorship regulations in the UK, they are bleeding over. So there are some things that are being banned more off of YouTube in different countries. So it's by country. There are some things to look out for." Yeah, but YouTube just keeps it completely. Jeffrey, the JE guy, can we say that?
Jeffrey Epstein, yeah.
Yeah, some one of the Canadian white call him Eggstein or something like that because he gets demonetized. You get demonetized for saying Jeffrey Epstein in Canada. If you're in Canada on YouTube, you will get demonetized for saying Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, I've given up on that topic. It's gone back and forth with like I've found that some of the senators propagate, hey, let's release them, and then it's all confusing until
No, I was just mentioning that's one of the banned words over there. That's it. Can we say the K word here?
Kickstart?
Killed?
Oh. Yeah, we're not monetized or anything, so we can kick.
Because they can't say it at all up there. They say unalived, and that's what I've gone into Grok, and I said, well, what about those code words like unalived? And that's where he went into, YouTube's algorithm is evolving, and eventually saying unalived will get you demonetized.
Yeah. Okay, one last thing before we go, because I just realized that Texas is redistricting. Have you heard that?
Texas redistricting, really?
Yeah. Please tell me you've heard of it.
Keep on that topic and let me see if I can find an image. Keep going.
I can find it 100 times faster than you can. I know what you're looking for.
The states of Pennsylvania and a couple of other states, and their redistricting.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody's in uproar that Texas is redistricting for Republicans. Back in 2021, was it Michigan, California, Virginia? What else? New York did it too. They redistrict theirs for and it wasn't even passed for the censorship stuff or census. They redistrict their stuff, so they're on the uproar. It's like you can't do that. It's unconstitutional. Blah blah blah, and they do it too. Everybody redistricts their stuff. It's should it be done? It should be done for census, just in case they, want to pan everything out where they can get everything just right, so they can get the seats they need for their state. I mean, there's a couple of states that have never grown to extra seats, and that's Rhode Island. I know that for damn sure. Rhode Island has always been the same amount of people in the Congress when the United States first came to. Did you know that, Bill?
Yeah, one of the issues is it's amid census redistricting.
Yeah.
But no, what I was looking for is an image I saw. It was Pennsylvania, Michigan, and someone else on the redistricting map. And like I've said here, I think it was during the time of Ann Richards when they did some major redistricting. And the thing about that is, I was going. It looked like it was. It looked like a salamander.
Holy crap!
Yeah, we had some.
No. This is breaking news, and this has just happened 17 hours ago. Well, not breaking news, but let me see here real quick. X posted by Current Port One cites that Sky News claiming China is preparing to invade Taiwan, supports by images of military personnel and map of the Taiwan strat. But this aligns with long-standing tension rather than news threat, as Taiwan's Deputy Foreign Minister Francisco Wu stated to Sky News on July 30th, 2025. Echoed decades of Chinese military posings without confirmed imminent action. Yeah, okay. So it's just old news. They're always trying to invade Taiwan. Anyways, yeah. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching and bearing with us for an hour and 30 minutes on this long episode. Next week will be the short episode because I have to work on Friday. So, anyways, thank you all for
next week. What else next week?
Oh, yeah, you got your thing next week. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I won't be here next week.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I'm David Dickerman.
And let me try this real quick.
What are you doing?
Those are districts that the Democrats drew.
Oh, yeah.
That's in Illinois, Pennsylvania, and North Carolina.
Yeah.
But 5 seats? Yeah, we need that.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. Goodbye.
Bye.